right, so I know how much you guys like the how to draw videos. I've done a lot of them for endangered species, and I've done some of these sessions at different clubs where you guys shout out and tell me what you want to learn how to draw, and I'll teach you how. So, by all means, let us know what you want to draw, but definitely one of the most commonly requested things at all the clubs is Pokemon. So, we are going to play a little game. You guys have probably already seen this game, sort of, if you watch the TV show, but we're going to play... Who's That Pokemon? Yeah! So, I'm going to start drawing, and I'm going to teach you how to draw. And I want you guys to try and guess along the way what Pokemon you think we're drawing. All right? So, we're going to start with a fairly easy one. We're going to start with a square, like that. We are going to round to the top of the square like that. And we're going to put little bubbles here. Okay? We're going to erase these lines because we don't need those. We're going to bring this bubble down like this. Okay? So now we got our basic start. I'm going to give you guys a sec to catch up, and I'm just going to outline this a little bit so that it's a little bit smoother. So now remember, the base of this is just a square, and we're curving off the edges, right? Like that. All right, next step. We are going to do little curves like that. So it's almost like an S if you take out the two tips. So it's just like that. And we're going to add that down here. Any guesses yet? All right, and then we are going to do that. So those are just little lines, little curved lines like that. All right, and we're going to put little fingers on the little arms. Alrighty, and then we're going to do some little ovals like this, but we're not going to quite finish them off. We're going to leave little gaps here. And then we're just going to connect underneath. And you can add in some little toes on the edge of the feet. You guys guess what it is yet? All right. If you haven't guessed yet, you probably will as soon as we add the next few steps. So now we've got big ears. Any guesses yet? I'm going to erase my lines up top here. We got circles on his cheeks. And then we've got two circles here for eyes. A little dot for a nose. And a little upside down M. So if you go like this, just an upside down M like that. I'm going to put two more little circles inside his eyes right there. And then we're going to add the most important part. Did you guys guess who it is yet? I'm guessing most of you did. Especially if you add his little red cheeks. So who's that Pokemon? All right. So now we're gonna erase this. Now this one's gonna be much, much harder. And I'll give you guys a sec to get all your stuff together here. All right. So now, for this guy, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to start with a great big circle. But that circle is not going to stay around very long. That's just the basis here. So put a big circle on there. That's more of an oval, but that's okay. And then we are going to put an oval right there. So it intersects right at the top in the middle of this circle. We're going to put kind of a crooked oval. That's kind of half in, half out. All right. Now we are going to erase this line up here. And we are going to flatten the edge of this oval like that. So we want this to be kind of a straight line on the corner here. Just like that. And then we are going to add, basically, if you need to do a whole nother oval, you can do a whole nother oval like that, and then just erase this line in here. And then we are going to take this line right here. We're going to curve it up like we're making this into a curved line right here. But instead of making it completely curved, we're going to go like this, and then we're going to make it a sharp kind of corner right here. See that? So we got this. All right. And then we are going to take the top of this, and we're going to make a secondary circle kind of going around this one here. You following so far? So I'm going to take that, and we're going to bring it down and make a loop. You got any guesses yet what it is? All right, now we're going to take this one. We're going to go down like that. So we're just making another line outside of the circle here, just like we did on this side. But we're going down and around, and then we're going to go straight out instead of making a loop here. Then we're going to take this, and we're going to make a big circle there. And I'll give you guys a sec to catch up. All right, so then we're going to do squiggly line. And you can squiggle it however you want. I wouldn't make it too complicated, though. And then we're just going to squiggly line back down. What do you think? You think you know what it is yet? So now we're going to erase the bottom part of this line here. I'm going to erase some of the lines I've erased already a little bit cleaner here so that you can see it a little better. All right, so now we've got these two lines on the inside here. And then we're going to make a little U like that. And then we're going to make another little upside down W or an upside down M, kind of like a flattened W. So we're making this shape right here inside. And then we're going to make little raindrop shapes like this. We're going to do one there, and there's another one right here, which is kind of going behind these other lines here. But if it's easier, you can always just go right over the top and then just erase the inside so that you still have that shape there. So now we are going to erase the bottom half of this oval that's up on top so that we just have this flat front part, and then we're going to make another little S shape like this. And it'll sit right above this kind of sharp angle we've got over there. And then we're going to do some little triangles up on top. We're going to do inside of his eye there. We'll give him a couple of little nostrils here. So now if it helps to see this a little better, we've got the top. Can you see that better? No, let's try this. We've got this shape here. And that shape. And we've got his triangle shaped eyes and his little nostrils. Okay? And then you can give him a whole bunch of teeth because this right here is the inside of his mouth here. And then I'm going to switch to red for the tongue just because. And give him a little tongue like this. So what do you guys think? Can you tell who it is yet? So color him in purple. Can you see it a little bit better when he's a little more colored in? He's got all the little lines on his big long tail here. So who's that Pokemon? That one is Arbok. All right, now we're going to do one last one here. And this one's going to be a little bit tougher. All right. So we are going to start with a sort of backwards Z. It's going to look a little bit like a lightning bolt, like Harry Potter's forehead lightning bolt, right? So we're going to do one angle going up like this, down, out, down, out. Okay? So what you want is you want almost like an A tipped on its side. And you want down, and then you want a little lightning bolt here. Like that. Following so far? So then what we're going to do is right on this corner here, we are going to put big circle. You want to make sure that this circle doesn't touch any of the other corners though. One big circle there. And then we're going to do another circle right here. Like that. Then we are going to do a line on top connecting it. And then we're going to do a little curved line underneath connecting it so that it creates this kind of shape here. And then you can go ahead and erase the inside and you'll have this kind of peanut shape with the lines on top, right? So if it's easier for you to just draw that peanut shape, you can go like this. And then from the top of this curve here, do that. And from the side of this curve here, do that. For some people that's easier, for some people that's harder. So go ahead and try it both ways, see what turns out for you here. All right. So then we're going to add an oval here. And then we can just sharpen this line right here. Like that. And then we're going to darken the top of that a little bit too and erase the rest of that line. So we just have some little bits that we're going to erase that part too. Can you guess what it is yet? Then we are going to take this edge right here and we're going to turn it into kind of a little corner following down into this line that we made before. And then we're going to take this, we're going to add a parallel line here. So parallel lines will never touch if they continue. So no matter how far this continues, if it goes all the way around the world, it still won't touch this one because it'll connect back into this line here. So you want them to be perfectly separated, right? So parallel line right there. And then we can go ahead and erase the inside there as well. And depending on how big you're making it, so this section right here is about this long. I want this section to be about half as long. So if it's about the length of my finger, I want it to be about half the length of my finger. So about right here is where that line is going to cut off. And I'll just erase everything past that line. And then we are going to take this and we're going to bring it straight down at an angle here. And actually, I'm going to make it a little more of an angle. We want it to be kind of like a right angle. So we want this to be like the edge of a square. Like that. And then you're going to do another parallel line right here. And it's going to be about the same length as this one here. And just cut it off. So then now you've got this kind of peanut shape. And then you've got kind of a kind of a weird right-angled zigzag shape, right? Then, so we've got, I'm going to add a little curve right there. And then we're going to add another little curve right here. Just like that. Now we're going to move up top. So we have this curve of the chest right there. Following this line, if you were to take this line and keep drawing continuously out like that, we are going to make a little line here, and it's going to be about the same size as this one over here. And then we're going to make another little angle, kind of like we did up here. Has anybody guessed what it is yet? So now we're going to curve that. And we are going to put a little curve at the bottom of it as well. We're going to add another little line inside. Now, the shape of this kind of peanut shape here, it goes like this. We are going to erase this line right here. And instead, we're going to take this line that we made up top here, and we're going to turn it into another little shape like that. So just a little bit of a curve, like so. And then right where that curve ends, you're going to go straight down. And then you're going to go over just a little bit, and then you're going to do another curve. Like that. I'm trying to do nice thick lines so that you guys can see it. Can everybody see it? Let me know if you're having a hard time seeing it, and then I'll change it for the next video, okay? So then we're going to go up here, and then that nice little S curve that we have here, we're going to do that same thing. We're going to start here on this chest, and then we're going to curve in like that. Curve in and connect it up to this angle that we have going. And then we can go ahead and erase that big line there. And you can even erase this top part of that peanut shape. Then we're going to take this straight line here, and we're going to turn that into an S curve. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little loop, and we're going to add a little loop like that. So we took a straight line like this, and we added a loop that took up half the line, and a loop. Then if you go in and you erase the straight line, you've got that S curve, right? Just like so. So now at the end here, we're going to curve that up. Any guesses yet? I think you guys can get it. So then we're going to do another little A there. Curve it up at the end. And then we're going to do whoop, a loop like that. But we're going to push in right here. So it's going to curve in a little bit right there. And as I'm doing this, I'm noticing that mine is quite disproportionate because I'm looking at it from a weird angle. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here. Let's see here. Okay, a little smaller. All right, so then right up at the top right here, we are gonna do one big point, and then we're gonna do two little points like that. And then you're gonna split up these two little points by putting a little line in the middle of them. And you're gonna do kind of a triangle eye here. So some of you have probably already guessed what this is. All right, so then we are gonna do some triangles here. So we're gonna do 1, 2. And it connects right to the bottom of this leg here. 1, and then another one right on top of it. And then down here, we're gonna do one. It's not quite a triangle this time. We got a little bit of a line on the back end here, and then a little A. And then we're gonna do just the back half of that, because this front half here is actually gonna be covered. Just like so. Now, we are at the point where we're pretty much done adding lines to this. Now, the reason why, well, we can put an eye and a nostril in here. The reason why is because this animal, this Pokemon, is partially made out of fire. So now what we're gonna do, you can add the fire with lines. So you can add, I'm gonna erase this so you can see it a little better. You can add fire with squiggly lines coming off of it like this. Or if you're using a marker, you can try to do some kind of scribbles like this in reds and yellows so that they go together and you end up with fire. Or if you're using a crayon, you can turn it sideways. And go like that. And this whole curve here for where the neck would be and where the back is all going to be fire. So I'll add in some red here. See? And then it also has a great big tail made out of fire, coming down like this. And at the bottoms of its legs, it has fire coming off of here too. So that's why you can only really see parts of its leg here. So we're gonna scribble out a bunch of that too and add some fire here. Pretty neat, huh? Did you guys guess what it is? I'll give you a second to think about it. So how many of you guessed Rapidash? Did you get it? let us know if you want to draw more Pokemon, or if you decide that there's a whole different kind of series you want to look at, or things like that. Let your teachers know, and they'll let me know. So, have a good day.